With the Minecraft Caves and Cliffs update part 2 just over the horizon, in this video we are going to be taking a small little moment here to talk about some things that the Caves and Cliffs update must fix. I've saw a few more people talking about this recently, rather than talking about additions they want, about things they want to be fixed. So be sure you let me know down below in the comments what you would like Mojang to add to the Caves and Cliffs update. But without going on for any longer, let's get right into the video. Now, as I said, the Minecraft Caves and Cliffs update at this point is just around the corner. As of when I'm uploading this video, it is the 7th of October, so we're not far at all from the expected release date. Mojang said around about the holidays we can expect this update, so that is about November or December, depending on how you look at it. Now, this Caves and Cliffs update part 2 is obviously, as the name suggests, a continuation of the first part of the Caves and Cliffs update. Over the course of the past few months, we've saw the developers talking to us quite a lot, mainly on Twitter, about changes they're making, additions they're introducing, and what they are currently working on. But alongside these additions, there has been quite a few concerns around some things that need to be changed before the release of the Caves and Cliffs update, and in this video we are going to be talking all about them. Now, to just start off a little bit, I want to talk about why these should be fixed in the Caves and Cliffs update part 2 and how they could be fixed. If you've not already saw, the Caves and Cliffs update I would say is mainly a terrain generation update, and this is why so many people are beginning to request even more changes to Minecraft's terrain, which we'll get onto in a moment. You may have saw this with the updated mountains, which introduce all new peaks to the game along with an increased height limit. Obviously, as a result of Mojang dropping in these giant mountains into the world of Minecraft, it has caused a few issues in a way, but something we've saw that is really awesome, which is Henrik, obviously, some of the changes he has been making to the terrain generation. An example of this, which is kind of a change that was made unexpectedly, which we did not really expect, but Henrik made it anyway because of his attention to detail, is some adjustments to the beaches of the game. So they are now a bit more flat, they're easily accessible, and they look a lot better. The most recent one, I believe, is some changes to the peaks of the game. So rather than being very flat and boring at the top of the mountains, they are now extremely mountainous and a bit more realistic, which is awesome. That's just to name a few of the changes that the developers have made, although they really did not have to. Now, as I hinted at earlier, people are begging for some updates to the terrain generation. We've already saw Henrik doing this a little bit, where he very recently made a tweet asking for us to give feedback and suggest some changes to the biome diversity. Now, let's get right into it. The first thing and the first change that Mojang should fix in the Minecraft Caves and Cliffs update part 2 is the biome distribution, and that's definitely very interesting considering what I just said, but there's still a lot of issues with it, and this needs to be fixed before the release of the Caves and Cliffs update part 2, because although it may not look like it on the surface, these new and updated mountains have really shaken things around and caused a few issues. Some of you OG Minecraft players, maybe even new players, may have heard of the biome called the mushroom biome, basically made up of mycelium, and it has giant mushrooms instead of trees. Now, let me know down below in the comments and have a discussion about it, but when was the last time in Minecraft that you actually found a mushroom biome? For me, in survival, it was all the way back on the Xbox 360 at this point, which must have been around 2013 or 2014, I am not even kidding. And the most recent time I found one on Java Edition without actually cheating was about a year ago, without using any sort of commands or location commands. I last found one about a year ago. And that is why I think Mojang really need to update the biome diversity, not even just reverting it to the way it was before the Caves and Cliffs update, but by spicing things up a bit. I know the mushroom biome was a bit out of nowhere, but it's a really good example as to a biome that just feels a little bit wasted in the game. Like, it took me the longest time ever in Minecraft to find a jungle recently, so it seems like with some of these changes and additions that have been made, it is only going to get harder to find more unique biomes, especially considering that now there is a bigger focus on the mountain generation. Do not forget, mountains are not just peaks, what we all know, but they consist of multiple different layers. Like, these mountains are actually huge and will have really big impacts on the base game terrain generation, and that is why I think that the biome diversity needs to be more spiced up and mixed up than ever, so that us players can find a lot more biomes in our Minecraft worlds a lot easier. That's one thing I don't really like about Minecraft too much, the way you have to travel so far, like days and days and days of Minecraft time in order to find a new unique biome that you may be looking for. As I brought up earlier, the example with the jungle, sometimes if I'm trying to make a sheep farm for different colours of wool, one thing I always hate about the game is having to travel miles and miles, or I should say blocks in Minecraft, in order to find some cocoa beans. So yeah, as I said, I would love to see the biome diversity spiced up a little bit, and it seems from the recent tweets we got from Henrik, this is going to happen. The next one is the loot distribution. We saw Mojang talking about balancing a lot, especially with the removal of archaeology from the Caves and Cliffs update, although they originally intended to add it. I would like to see the variety of loot we can now find in chests and from mobs and things like that spiced up a little bit, so rather than just being kind of shocked by finding a bunch of diamonds in a chest, why couldn't we find some more unique things like more cocoa beans or melon seeds, pumpkin seeds, maybe something cool like a golden apple or eye of ender. Just spice up the loot a little bit. I think it'd be very cool. That's one thing I always like about modded Minecraft, being able to find more variety of loot. Now you may be saying, ItzJhief, why would this need to be fixed in the Caves and Cliffs update? But as I said, Mojang are recently showing more of a focus than ever on balancing the game and adding a bit more skill to it. So rather than completely removing chests and loot in chests, maybe they could just spice up the variety of loot a bit, rather than just trying to give everyone like free diamonds just to make us happy. And the final one is the easiness of the game. I think it needs to be adjusted a little bit. You may have saw quite a few videos about this or people talking about it, but basically at the moment, at least in the snapshots and betas, it is incredibly easy to find diamonds and iron and gold and a bunch of stuff like that, right? So before the full update releases, I'd like to see this balanced a little bit, tweaked a little bit, just to make it the game not as fast paced. Like, I do enjoy finding a bunch of diamonds a lot in Minecraft, but the game just needs to slow down a little, and Mojang do need to work on this. We've saw them talking about it on Twitter, asking for our feedback. But yeah, that's it for this video, everyone. Let me know some things you would like to see introduced as a part of the Minecraft Caves and Cliffs update. But it's been me, ItzJhief. Everyone, go play some Minecraft, have an amazing day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.